Hey, it's Indy. I just did an interview with the Zach Sang Show. We talked about my debut EP Threads, my new song, my family, and New York.
Hello, beautiful human. Thank you so much for clicking on our conversation with Indy. Very exciting stuff to discuss, including her life, music, and a whole lot more. Today's conversation, by the way, being delivered to you by GoPuff. GoPuff is changing the way you get things delivered. They are the convenience store of the present and the future. Thousands of items available right in the palm of your hand. Pretty much instant delivery. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, they got you covered. So when you think of something you want or crave or desperately need around the house, GoPuff it. From booze to snacks to home goods, whatever you need, they got you covered. Plus, if you try them out right now, I'll help you save some money. $10 off your first 2 orders. Just use my code ZAC10 when you are checking out. GoPuff it, baby. This interview with Indy right now, delivered by them. You ready? Here we go. Yeah, you have a pure Kiwi accent, whereas like I hang around a lot with Jacob, and it's so tainted by.
Well, I can
Australia.
do a perfect American too.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I had an ID, a fake ID, so I can do it really well.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's just like a tone change. That wasn't too good, but.
Hello, beautiful human. Hi, my name is Zach. That is Dan, and we welcome Indy to the studio.
Hey. Hello.
Hey.
That was a great American accent.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to perfect that?
Like a year or so.
What? And you did it because you had a fake ID?
Yeah.
Or was it
and
something...
also, I used to act, so it was like auditions and stuff.
You needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the ability to like take on a whole character.
Yeah.
In an American accent.
Yeah. But with like a fake ID, it was Ohio, and I had to like Google where that was and like come up with all the like, so.
Yeah, sister, you had a story.
Yeah.
I get that.
It works. I sometimes order like Starbucks in an American accent because they'll be like, what? I'm like, ugh. Cappuccino. They're like, what?
It's just easier if you speak their language.
Yeah.
I feel like you should teach our friend Jacob how to do that because he's
got like the dirty Dunedin accent. That's what we call it. It's like South Island. He just talks differently.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Is dirty a good thing or a bad thing?
It's like it's classic like Kiwian in New Zealand. Like I moved to New York when I was like 18, so I kind of have a very straight accent. But his is like his is Aussie and Kiwi.
Yeah, it's just a mess. But he tries to do an American accent, and it's really insulting.
Yeah, because they'll be like, Thursday?
Oh my God, that's it.
But the thing is, it's the tone change. Like you just go Thursday. Americans like slowly, they just drag their voice lower. But like Australians trying to do an accent, but like, hey mate, how are you on Thursday?
That's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he inhaled something. Kiwi, do you want to try? I don't know if you can use that microphone and be heard. You can hear him?
Can you hear me?
Okay, wait. So what do you want to hear me do?
Can you just try like to say some in American voice? Say like, hey, I'm coming around Thursday. Something like that.
Hey, I'm coming around Thursday.
See, it goes up. The thing with Kiwis is that we bring our voice up and Americans bring it down. So when I ask a question, it goes up. Okay. What are you doing today? And then America will be like, what are you doing today?
Okay,
you know?
with those tips, let me try again. So I should bring it down.
By the way, he wants to be a voice actor, so this is
good.
His first foyer.
Well, do that. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so I'm bringing it down more.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what are you doing on Thursday?
That's better, but just like drag it. Think it's slow. Just think you're a Californian, you're surfing's just really slow, like driving on the PCH.
And your tone there is just very robotically fake.
Here we go. Okay, third time lucky.
It's like a bot.
It's insulting.
An AI bot.
Here we go. Hey, what are you doing on Thursday?
No.
Okay, well.
Hey, what are you doing on Thursday?
Hey, what are you doing on Thursday?
Yeah.
Wow, Dan, that was
hey,
so
what
good.
are you doing on Thursday?
Man, I nailed that American accent.
Yeah. Oh, can you do a Kiwi?
Fuck no.
Kiwi's real hard. Kiwi's like the hard New Zealand. Because Aussie is so like, hey, what are you doing on Thursday? Ee.
Hey, what are you doing on Thursday?
Oh, jeez. You should get
What do you think?
That's actually worse than anything Jacob's ever done. And Jacob's spoken some real shit.
Well, bad.
Wow.
Accents aren't for me.
You feel like you learned anything there?
No. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I tried, but I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, dirty accent, man. What's it like to be a mutt in the vocal world?
Wow.
We're here to talk music, by the way, not accents. But I do find accents really interesting. And I do think that one's ability to like change the way they sound has to do with their ear, you know?
Yeah.
Musically inclined people have the ability to change their voice and mimic sounds and hear like really detailed cadences and dictions that like a normal human being just wouldn't pick up on.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's also weird because when I sing, I sound American. Like, I don't really sing in a New Zealand accent. I've just naturally always done an American voice, weirdly.
But do you even think about it?
No, it's just, I think it's like because I've spent so many years consuming like American music and like soundtrack. So it's just naturally does that.
Was Hometown the first song you ever wrote?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like the first proper song, it was like,
What pushed you to even like want to jot down thoughts and feelings and then eventually turn that into a record?
Well, I wrote 2 books. Like I'm a poet first and foremost. I was dealing with like, I had just moved to LA to be an actor and like I was in love with this guy and we had broken up and I had obviously moved to the States and like I, couldn't get over him and stuff. And so I was just trying to depict that feeling of like small town boy I want to dream, but also it's like your first love. And so it just felt important to like get that innocence and write about it and like that theme of like, because everyone's experienced that like versus who you are now and then what you're like when you go back to your hometown, I guess. So
what has writing a song been able to give you that like writing a poem just couldn't?
Clarity.
What is it about writing a poem that just keeps things out of focus?
Well, poetry is actually easy for me to write because it's just my thoughts, but songs you have to like cohesively structure them and you have to come up with a good chorus and a pre and everything like that. So it's like, I guess writing poetry helped me songwrite, but songwriting's more like cathartic to finally nail that feeling. Because I can only write about like what I'm going through,
I understand that, but like with a poem, are like those poems like left unfinished in a sense? Are they not complete stories, or are they?
Well, poems are essentially just, it's a different medium, but they're just thoughts. It's just like a paragraph of thoughts and you can structure it how you want. There's so much freedom in poetry, but songwriting, like you do kind of have to follow a structure. Like I am an indie pop writer, right? Indie pop musician. So I can't just have no structure and,
So was this heartbreak is what pushed you into songwriting originally?
Yeah.
Or was it you just trying to make sense of it or communicate your feelings or your thoughts?
I've been a singer since I was 4. I performed in tons of musicals. Like I've always been a singer, I always played guitar, I played piano, I played clarinet. But writing is the one thing, like my mum's a writer, obviously my sister's a songwriter, musician, but it was the only thing that made sense to me. Like I literally cannot add maths, science, absolutely not. But I've always been, writing has always just been so natural to me. And so I think, I don't know, it just felt like the natural step.
What held you back from writing songs? Had you thought about it before?
Well, yes. Obviously my sister had just put out, I think she'd put up Pure Heroine, and I had always loved songwriting, but I think for me it was like, I think I had to know a bit about more who I was before I actually, like I wanted my debut song to be like perfect. I wanted it to be really me. If I'd put music out when I was 19, it'd be very different to now. Like I'm so proud of this music now. I wouldn't have been proud at 19.
Did you attempt to write music back then?
Yeah, I did. Because I moved to LA to be an actor, and I would be in the studio like doing little secret covers and things, and I put a cover out when I was like 15. It got like, I don't know, 900k plays, and I was like, oh my god, I love this.
And at the same time, you're watching your sister's Lorde. Mm-hmm. You're watching.
She is?
No, I know.
Really?
Did you know?
I did not know.
Breaking news. I only really know her for her work as it relates to onion rings. I haven't heard her music at all.
Yeah.
But watching that success, it has to deter you a little bit, right? Or does it make you want it too?
It's complicated. It made me hungry because like when I was 16, I was doing like random little shoots for Teen Vogue and stuff. Like just, I'm not sure why. I guess they just thought it was cool. And I did Teen Vogue, I did like a nylon shoot, things at 16, and I didn't really have much to say for myself, but I don't know, I guess I just fell in love with like, I love being in the studio. I love crafting a song. Like there's no feeling like being in the studio and you hear a certain synth, or you've got all your vox going and you play it, and it's like that feeling. It's like that guttural feeling of like, oh my God, I nailed what I was trying to say. So all I've ever really wanted was to chase that. But I probably was deterred, because I wanted to be my own person, have my own experiences, and like I kind of wanted to let her do a thing too.
Well, because even as cool as like all those like photo shoots are.
Yeah, but like what is it for?
Well, yeah, it's because you're Lorde's sister,
Yeah,
right?
for
Essentially. Do you feel like you lose identity, or maybe it takes a little bit longer for you to understand your own identity living in that shadow?
Both. I think that I moved to LA when I was 18 to get out of the shadow. I've always been a very bright person. I've always just like loved people, things like that. But I think I really had to have like life experiences before I could be myself. Like New York was a big part of why I became like that, And I just wanted to write for the right reasons, not to just get fame, things like that. It's an interesting upbringing, but I would never wish it any other way,
Would you go back and do things differently?
No, I wouldn't. I actually wouldn't. I really liked that I had the guts to move overseas so young. I had just turned 18. I was like 1 month from. No, I wouldn't have changed it.
Do you feel like separating yourself kept the relationship between you and your sister really healthy?
1,000%.
Yeah, because
100%.
it could get really gnarly
100%.
to be around it. I'm just speaking because I have friends and even in my own life, like
definitely,
it is a unique. It really.
It is unique.
It affects a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it reflects. I think it reflects the family dynamic. But the thing is like my mum is like, she always Ella was winning Grammys, and my mum would be like, you need to do the dishes. She'd be like, you're not going out past 11. I don't care. Like, I don't know. I think it's made my life filled with color, and obviously like I wouldn't have the opportunity without it. And as I get older, it's a lot less hard. I think it's hard when you're 15 and like your friends are clout chasing, and like it breaks your heart. I think it breaks your heart in little ways, but I think like we're sisters first, and like honestly the main thing is that she has really good clothes, and I'm not gonna lie, like I've stolen like all of her clothes, so I will say that's a big thing. See,
that's really interesting because you have to deal with a lot of like the shitty sides of fame without really ever being the one to to get all the good, right?
But doesn't it force you out to become your authentic self faster?
I do think yes. I think you have to. But
you've got to be sure of your own voice.
Well, yes, but also like, and that's based on each person is going to tackle that differently, because I know some people who lean into it and fall victim to it, or use it as an excuse or as a way to enable their lack of.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Kind of. What do you mean?
There's situations that come top of mind where like
spill the tea.
Yeah, come on,
have to say it.
That's
no, I get it. It's like, do you mean like feeling victimized by the situation?
Yeah,
and
so they really blame anything that goes wrong on this situation.
Yeah,
that their sibling or best friend is ex superstar, and do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, one of the songs I actually wrote, I don't know if Max is gonna like me saying this, but it was a song called Party Trick, and it's like it's such a beautiful. I really love it. It's like it talks about like what is it? It's like, at these parties, all these bodies, something, asking how she is, but I'm right here. That's what I mean. Like, and it was like
they're asking about.
I think the verse is like my. God, I need to find it. It's like, yeah, it's just talking about like my dress on the internet and things like that. Like, of course you're going to feel a certain way about this massive cloud over your life, but it also afforded me so many opportunities I never would have had, and I never would have fallen in love with New York. I never would have found myself without that situation.
Totally.
I mean, there's pain and if it wasn't that, it'll be something else, you know. But like, it is such a part of who I am. It makes my story interesting, and I've only learned now to like, obviously forging my own path, of course. But like, I don't know, like my sister's such a G. We're just like, she just gives me amazing advice, and like I wouldn't be able to do this without her, because like she just, she's always just like, you need to forge your own path. Like, we don't riff any music off each other. It's so separate.
Well,
but
you don't share anything until it's out, right?
No.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think I know what I'm doing now, and I owe it to the song to not have critique. Like, I'll show my manager, I'll show some friends and stuff, but I think we're just such different entities that we have pretty similar voices. So I mean, I've definitely showed her stuff. Like, I showed her a few things when I was about to go to mix, and she's like, holy shit. Like, But I don't really want like advice from anyone, but I don't know.
Well, is that just to keep its integrity intact?
100%. 100%.
Are you afraid that you'd fall victim to like what your family, like if they give you critique, you want to listen to your sister? Do you want to please her?
Nah. I think she knows that I am doing this for my reasons, and I think they're just really like, I've always had a distinct voice. I've always like, in a way, like I've always wanted to be the life of the party. I love interviews. I love, like I just did a Rolling Stone like feature. I just love that stuff. That's because I know who I am, but I don't know. I think they always knew that like I wanted to kind of be this entity. So
does it bother you though that when people write articles about you, it's always Lorde's sister?
Well, not really, because that's what it is until it isn't, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to see through it, and it's like, there's like this obviously like for example, one example I could say is like, I tweeted this a few weeks ago, and I want merch saying Indy is my favorite Nepo sister. Like that's I embrace it. I think it's funny. Like it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I
it's
saw
so dumb to be like.
I think people are calling them nibblings these days instead of nepotism. If you're a relative or if you're a brother or sister, it's a nibbling. Nibbling instead of a sibling, you're a nibbling.
Oh, I don't like that. It sounds like nipple. I'm not like. I do not like.
You like doing these interviews. You like being the center.
I do.
Is it fair to say that your sister is kind of the opposite?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, is that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. She's shy. She's very sure of herself. I'm like a drama queen. It's just like love it. Honestly, I love attention. Like, but in not a bad way. Like, I think it's fun. I love connecting with people. I fell in love with like so many people in New York, like just being around them and the colors of like youth and stuff. I don't know. The stuff is fun to me.
Has the creative process behind putting a song together and even starting it come naturally to you, or has it been a trial or an error thing?
Well, so I met my manager when I was 19 at a Grammy after party, and he put me in a few sessions, and as time went by, I started to kind of figure out my sound, and I figured out structure. It was quite hard to songwrite and find that structure, but when I found it, like, it took, I was doing this, I was developing my sound for 3 years before I wrote these songs,
Really?
Yeah, because, your first song, as you say, Lorde Sister, it has to be good, so... I don't know. For me, it's the one thing that like came so naturally, and it was just like, I think I was really insecure at 19, 20. I was really like, anxious, and it was like, I wasn't living in LA, not liking it, and the studio is like the only place I felt like myself, which is strange because like, the sister thing, but how wonderful is that? Like, we both feel so at home
making music.
Yeah.
That must make your parents proud, yeah?
Yeah.
Like crazy. Does your sister understand why you don't play her your music?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we're sisters first.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a job for anyone, Like, I'm not going to play my song to my brother. I'm not going to play... well, no, that's not true. I do play them when they're done, but I just don't like showing versions that are half-assed. Like, they've got to be perfect. I have to be like, okay, go on the radio tomorrow and I'll show you.
How did Killer begin?
Oh my God.
Great song.
I was having like a full-on panic attack. In an Uber, I was late, my hair was dripping wet. I was going to Diplo's house. He lives in like this really nice house, and it was a really sick session, and I was just like, I had such an identity crisis. I was like, you're just gonna fail, like this is terrible, like what's the point, like you're an imposter, all that stuff. And I was just angry. It was just like, I was so angry at my brain for like doing this to me when I had such an amazing opportunity. And I got in there and I was like 30 minutes late. And my producer's a guy called Phil Scully. He's amazing. And I just wrote that verse. And it was literally just like my brain was just torturing me. And so I was like, what's a fun, evil way to say like F you to yourself? Like, And then, I don't know, it just came. It was like, because my favorite line is like, God, I don't even know what it is. I have to like pull it up. It's like, you want me to be Alexander the Great. The pressure's on me and I don't want to break. That is like...
But you're really talking to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not another person.
Not really. No. It's like, the biggest pressure I've found from being Ella's sister is me. It's not really anyone else. It's like, because my success definition is quite an anomaly. So maybe it's good because it means I don't make shit music. Hopefully.
Do you think your definition of success is shaped by what you've seen your sister
100%.
achieve?
100%.
Do you think that puts out of proportion?
Yeah.
Does that give you crazy expectations then?
It is hard. Like, that is not my favorite thing because I torture myself. Sucks. You know? I can, like, there'll be the most, like, I would have I'll write a song, send it to Max, and he'll be like, oh my God, I love it. And I'm like, oh, I hate it, you know? It's torture.
But
nothing I can do about it, though.
Do you just put everything out to put everything out?
No.
How much stuff do you sit on that will never see the light of day?
80%.
Wow, that's a lot of
There's
music.
some stuff that I love that I hope comes, but not on the CP yet.
How many songs do you have ready to go?
5.
Just 5 for the EP, which is out now, right?
Feb 17th.
That's so not.
Oh, yeah.
February 17th, but isn't there a song coming?
Hometown.
Hometown drops tonight. That's it.
Yeah.
You did say Hometown was the song that was closest to your heart.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's an ode to moving from suburbia to a big city, you know. It's like, it's such a sad, beautiful song. It's kind of like, I think everyone can relate to this. Like, when you go home to your hometown, you regress into the child you were at 17 or 16, and, you know, there are probably people around you that, you know, that they just cut right into your heart that no one else ever could. Like, you know, I live in New York, and this music is out, and I'm in all this cool stuff is happening, but like, the guy who knew me when I was 18 can crush me still. You know? It's just like, I don't know. I have a complicated relationship with it, I think.
Do you enjoy going home, or is it somewhere you try to avoid now because of that?
I was home for 8 months up until 2 days ago.
Oh.
Yeah, waiting for a visa, and I just got it, so I'm like in love.
Let me ask you a question about threads.
Yes.
You said you wrote that about a Sagittarius, huh?
Oh,
they're the fucking worst, aren't they?
that's Dan.
That's me. That's me. I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, you said Dan. I thought you were talking about the guy.
Is his name Dan?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I was like, what the fuck research have you done?
Oh wow.
Well, now we know. How's Dan doing?
He's good. He's cool. He's doing well.
What's the deal with Sagittarius is?
Huh?
What?
What's the deal with the Sag people? What?
They're just like, I don't know. Sag are just like, the sun shines on them. It's just like, they can do whatever they want, and it's torture. I don't know. They're just like irresistible, I guess.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
That's so not how I would describe Dan.
Really?
Irresistible doesn't even come to mind.
Well, Sag just like effortlessly cool, I feel like. Sagittarius is just like, I'm a Scorpio, so like I'm just like on fire all the time. Like everything I do is like with intensity, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like a Scorpio moon, rising Leo, and Scorpio sun, and then Scorpio in my house of Venus or whatever.
Look at you. And you were with a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Well, he fuck you over?
No. No. Just a little bit older than me. I didn't want a relationship, but I was in love with him. I didn't want to lose, like, because for me, New York is my identity. It's like how I've formed like my own self and away from everyone else, away from the noise of the world, right? That's my town, right? And I just didn't want to, I was so young. I'm 24 now, but I was 23 and I didn't want to like commit to anyone, like, because I didn't want my 20s to be taken away.
Huh.
But it's like that fun, toxic, like, situationship you just can't get rid of.
Do you regret that decision?
No. I don't really regret stuff.
Will you go back to him eventually, maybe? Have you already gone back?
I mean,
yeah.
Is it the guy you're, like, you said you had a boyfriend, it's him? Yeah, shout out Dan.
Shout out Dan.
Yeah.
Well, you said you didn't want a relationship in your 20s, but what changed?
I changed, I guess. Yeah. It's not as scary. It's kind of fun. It's kind of nice. Like, I just don't really like, I don't know. I've done the New York dating scene since I was like 19, like Hinge, 28-year-old asshole fighter guys. You know, they're all called like Matt or Mark. Like, no fucking way. I think I like the experience of like creating memories with someone and like the enrichment. It's like, I hate casual dating because I just like hate most people.
Making memories is fun. Having somebody to share things with is really, it's something
It's actually
special.
really chill. It's like, because I get pretty anxious around work and stuff, and so it's good to like get that support, you know?
Totally.
And I don't have to explain myself.
That's important.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, wow.
Mm.
Did she just convince you, Dan, to date someone?
No, I've made it through my 20s without doing that. I don't think it's for me.
Fair enough. Doesn't have to be. Like, I never dream of like marriage and kids.
You don't?
But, no.
Yeah,
I never have. I just dream of buying an apartment in New York and just being a cool songwriter. Having
Sick.
a cat. That's what I want.
Seems achievable.
I hope so.
Seems well managed.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Do you listen to the song differently now that you're actually dating him compared to singing about liking it but not wanting to be with someone?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's my favorite song. Threads is my favorite. I love it. Like, I love the production. I just love, like, how it feels like that deep yearning, the bridge. I don't know. I love that. But maybe I don't know. I think it's just like an experience in time. I just, like, tried to capture that period in time, and then now I'm in a new indie era, so I don't know.
Do you share your music with him before it's out?
Yeah. He works in, he doesn't work in the industry at all, so he it's just like, wow, babe, so great. Doesn't know. So that's nice.
And is New York home?
100%.
Sick.
Like, forever.
Boom. Never LA.
Never. I've lived in LA. I just can't. I've lived in LA for a year and a half. I just can't. The sun shines so much, it's mocking you. Like, I need seasons. And I don't want to talk to people about their fucking filler. Like, I just want to talk about, like, books and cool stuff and, like, restaurants, and I want to get drunk at bars. Like, I don't want to talk about your fucking filler and Instagram and, like, shit I don't care about. I'll talk about TikTok because I love TikTok, but, like, I don't want to talk about, like, I don't know. It just makes me sad, like, talking about vapid stuff.
Who's a freeloader in your life?
Oh, I could literally say the name.
Say it.
Who is it? Dan. No, I'm kidding.
You know how it is. I don't care.
Oh, well, I'll change one letter. Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you the story if you want.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
There's actually a few people that are freeloaders in my life that are not in my life. Well,
and wait, how do you define a freeloader? Is this somebody who uses you for money? Emotional energy?
There's actually two people. It's kind of complicated. Like, one about this girl that I used to, like, date, who's a bitch.
Okay.
Real bitch. And then this guy that stayed over at my house for, like, way too long. And so I threw his, like, Supreme underwear out the window of my fire escape because he wouldn't leave my apartment. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Like, you're overstaying your welcome.
Interesting.
Oh.
Did you ask him to leave? Oh, plug back in.
A ton of times.
And he wouldn't leave?
Yeah.
How did he get there to begin with?
Well, he was like, because I live in the East Village and I had a tiny apartment at that time. And there wasn't even a living room. Like, now I have one, but it was like 2 bedrooms and a kitchen. And so I had to give up my room. And I was like, you can stay for 3 days, but, like, no more, And he was just like, oh, okay, like, and he was traveling the world, but, like, didn't have money for, like, a train ticket.
What? Not how that
so
works.
3 days goes by and I'm like, okay, like, I kind of need you to leave. Like, sorry, like, is that okay? Oh, but I thought you said I could stay a week. What? Gets to a week, I'm like, you need to leave. Like, I'm sorry, but my roommate's getting really agitated. But you said I could stay for 2 weeks. And I was like, no way. And he smoked all my weed, drank all of my White Claws.
What?
And so one time he was out and I was like, you please. I was like actually getting furious and angry. And he was out, like, at a bar with his mates. So I put all of his, and we, like, had a fight. And I was like, this is ridiculous. So I put all of his, like, Supreme boxes in a little plastic bag, dumped him out of the fire escape. And that was it.
And you ever talked to him since?
No.
Really?
No.
What?
No, I won't be, no.
How disgusting is that?
Yeah, it's like, but it was literally like, please, I'm begging you to leave.
Yeah.
Wouldn't leave. You should not be traveling if you can't,
No.
Stay in a hostel. Like.
That's, just go
home. It makes
home.
me so angry.
Okay, so then the girl, also a freeloader?
Yeah. And I was with her that night and she ended up going home with my best friend and dated him for a year.
Oh, what?
And, like, gaslit me intensely and was, like, the first girl that I, like, properly dated and, like, just, like, and I was a bit more sure of, like, my sexuality, and she was just, horrible, like, the most, like, such a bad experience. And, like, then when they broke up, and I was good friends with him, so I was, like, caught in the middle, and then when they broke up, she, like, would come on to me again, and it's just, and then she slept with, they broke up, she then slept with my friend's boyfriend.
Oh.
I can't even.
Ew.
Yeah.
How are you making friends in New York City?
Oh, not those friends. Well, a lot of my friends are friends from home, a lot of Kiwis and stuff.
Okay, got it.
I just sometimes like, I don't know, girls who are drunk in the bathroom meet a girl at a bar, like as friendly.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You want to go to brunch tomorrow?" I'm like, "I do." I just love friends. I love people.
That's nice. I feel like that only happens in New York City though. That's not happening in LA.
No, I don't. I think the city is what you make of it.
I agree.
I think like there are some of my best friends in LA. LA is a great city when you have people you love. I don't think I can't be like shit on LA because it's also like kind of where I work, and I'm so lucky to like be in the room with you guys. You know, it's like
that's it. Even though I'd rather this conversation be happening in Brooklyn, we have studios there. You can come.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do.
Huh.
What are you thinking over there?
I've never been to them.
Well, you're there. I'm about to bring Al Roker there. I'm about to tout these studios like I've actually been there and I've never been.
Really?
I'm gonna take Al Roker on a tour. I've never been.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll play it off well.
Okay.
I'll be like Jennifer Coolidge.
I'm a Manhattan girl though.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, okay. Got it. Ooh. What are you thinking?
Well, I was gonna ask where she lives in East Village, but that's probably not smart for you to say here.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know if you used to live near her?
I lived in East Village for 5 years too.
Oh, I'll just tell you, by Tompkins Square Park on 10th Street.
Oh, okay, I was right by the Standard, so we weren't too far apart. Cool.
Yeah. Second and third?
I don't live there anymore. I lived on 5th Street between 2nd and 3rd, right where it turns into Bowery.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's my favorite area.
Yeah.
Ugh, I love New York so much.
I love a nice shitty little apartment. Nothing worked. It was awesome.
But question for you: was that the best time of your life?
Looking back, yes.
Mm-hmm.
When
Really?
after about 4 years there, I was there for 5 years. After 4 years, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
But now looking back, I'm like, those years were the best.
20 to 23 in New York was the best time of my life, and I'm just like dying to repeat that. Like I'm going back just for that. It's like, ugh, divine.
But if you're chasing after something you've already
I'll just get on a plane.
Yeah, but like you'll never have what you had.
Oh no,
You'll have to have something new.
Totally. I mean more like, I don't mean like that time. I mean more like New York. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I always wonder what it's like. What would it be like to go back and live in New York now that I'm older? Because I just remember New York in my 20s, drinking till 6 in the morning, partying all night long.
It's built for that.
See, I did that for like, I'm never like a crazy party. Like I love a good bar, love a good cocktail, but like for me, where I live in the East Village is like real chill and it's homey, and I live with one girl who's my best friend, and it's just such a nice life.
Yeah.
And I'm not a good driver. Don't like cars. Don't like motorway. Nah. So.
God, I miss New York City.
It's just there's a vivacity and like this like liveliness that you just won't get anywhere else. It's like you're having a bad day. It's 5 o'clock. You just go for a walk and you just keep walking and you just see so many things that are like, you just see people living so like so honestly, and like you can just slip into a little bar, have a drink by yourself, bring a book, whatever. You can, it's more for me that life is available after 9 p.m. I grew up in suburbia. Like I need to know that like I'm a night owl. Like I need to know that there's life. I guess. Am
I going to move back to New York City this year?
Probably not.
Never say never.
You can visit.
Never say never. Anyway, you got to listen to Indy's music. We're going to put a link in the description below. All the music that's out now, which is only a couple songs, but the full EP comes February
17th.
February 17th.
I don't even know.
There it is. February 17th. Tell your friends that it exists. Link in the description below. What are you thinking?
Do you have, like when you look at this album, is there things you want to accomplish with it? Because you were talking about your sister's success and how you may compare yourself, but what do you want to do with this EP?
I mean, of course there's things I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, I want to accomplish a lot, but I also think it's okay if I don't. Like, I think I wrote a body of work that I love, I'm really proud of, and I just hope that like, I just want to do some cool shows. I want to write for other people. Like, I want to finally figure out how to do TikTok because I'm so bad at it. It's so hard.
That's your goal for the EP, to get better at TikTok?
I have goals, but like I guess that until I reach them, I just ziplock them away. Like it's hard because like, like you there are expectations of me in some regard, but like I've just done the best I can do. What else can I do? I can't.
That's it. Do you feel like there's expectations of you?
Yes.
Who has them?
The media.
Absolutely.
100%.
Do you think they're looking for you to succeed or fail?
They're not looking for me to fail. I found the media to be really lovely, but I think they're not looking for me to fail, but it's more matching up is hard for me. Like, because I don't know.
I mean, it's just no matter what you do, it's going to be compared to her. which is not really fair. But like you said, it's what the media is going to do, and the public.
But I'm hoping to get to that place where eventually, like, that's why the initial headline will be what it is, and that's fine. But I want to put out enough music so that I can stand on my own, and the music has to speak for itself. And like, I think we're cut from the same cloth. Like, we've got a writer mother, you know, we both grew up reading the same books. Like, I think that it's like that lucky ingredient. Like, maybe overall I'm just lucky because obviously the Nepo vibe, but like, I don't know, I think eventually, like, I'll just be known as me.
If you could go back in time and release music and not tell anybody that you're Lorde's sister, would you?
No. Probably not.
Why?
Because it's part of my story.
Yeah.
And I don't want to avoid that. I mean, it's quite a unique story. But I have a voice of my own. I'm very sure of who I am. And like, I don't know, I think it's sick that like people initially tune in because of that. Like, it doesn't really bother me anymore. I don't know.
Do you remember the conversation you had with her when you told her that you were going to release something?
Yeah. She was like, oh my God. Like, she never ever once gave me any like connections, but because I had met my manager, but she was like real supportive and gave me advice about, and you know, things like that. She'd always give me advice, but I think she said to me, like, if you're going to do it, like, it's kind of up to you to solve, you know?
It is true, right?
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, it's pretty hard. Like, I've put in...
You've built from nothing.
So many years of, like, I would go to LA, like, twice a month and sleep on my mate's couch and, like, eat, like, sandwiches and stuff. Because, like...
Freeloader.
I guess people assume, like, because you're the sister of someone famous, that you like have all these resources to you, but like that was never true. I was lucky enough to have the name in the door, but like that's it. Like,
yeah, but she didn't get you your manager. I know your manager. He's not cool enough to know your sister. I'm kidding.
Max knows everyone. Everyone
really
knows.
He does.
Literally knows. It's good for me.
No, yeah. It's amazing.
But I don't know.
I know Zach because he doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah. Your house is too cool. Your manager decorates his house very nicely.
With skeletons.
Yeah, it's good.
I love it.
So dark.
I know.
Well done. Dark.
Dark?
No, they're lit up.
Yeah, but like
Max,
their skeletons are dark.
Dark things.
So the thing with Max is like, I remember I think I had like a meeting or something. He goes, hold on, I just need to sort something out. And he was literally organizing movers for skeletons, like to set it up and everything. He was like, I'm going to get it professionally photographed by Jones Crow.
Yeah, of course.
And like, it was so funny.
Jones giving his talent to that
Jones.
shoot is ridiculous.
Okay, to be fair,
What?
I said this to him. I was like, I've never asked you for a photo.
He's like, I'm begging for a photo of the skeletons.
He's going to listen to this. I'd never have asked you for a photo favor. It was the first time I ever have. I stand by that.
That's
Max
a huge
is-
deal.
Yeah, when I shot a music video, I got really freaked out because Max had I hate Chucky, and he had a
Oh, yeah, he
Chucky
does.
doll in his like wardrobe, and I was just like, this is scary, terrifying.
You're dark, dude. I
Yeah.
like it a lot.
Me too.
You ever try his cookies?
Yeah. Well, he came for 2 weeks to my family house, and he baked all of us cookies, and they were so good that my family.
What? You take these halfway across the world?
No,
He made him. He made him from scratch. Like, bought everything. Jones and him did this like beautiful night for my family. Like, cooked my whole family. Like, Ella was there, Jerry, like everyone. And
Did you stay with them? No, you didn't.
yeah, he stayed with me. Yeah, we have a cool house in Auckland. Yeah, he did. I took him like out. I drive a tractor. I took him on my tractor. I took him to my beach house.
That's amazing.
I made him swim when it was like 20, 30 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Like,
that's terrifying. Sick.
he frolicked through hills.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like a hobbit.
Yeah,
No, there's a video.
Oh, you
Yeah.
gotta see.
yeah.
If you watch my Instagram stories,
He's a good one.
Yeah. My mum likes him more than me.
That's the Max effect.
Yeah.
I can't believe you got all the
He
ingredients
should be
to
the
make your
star.
cookies.
I always say he should be the star, and then I'll manage you. You know.
Well, he took over one of our interviews once with another artist, and he decided to talk the entire time, and people loved it. Got a better reaction than the artist. Yeah.
Classic.
Right?
It's good though. It's good. I'm always excited when he texts me. I think 5% of me is like afraid of him because I know that he's like really like good what he does, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that. He's like, hey, just checking in. I'm like, it's coming. I'm sorry. Like,
And he's on it.
yeah.
By the way, you got to listen to Indy's music. We're going to put a link in the description below. The EP comes in February, but listen to what exists. Killer, Threads,
Hometown. The new one. Ooh.
She's here, and she's ready for your ears. So listen. You good?
Well, the only song we didn't talk about was Hero. We all talk about that? Yeah, we didn't talk about Hero.
My favorite.
Yeah.
I think everyone's been in this situation. It's just about being like head over heels for a friend and they don't feel the same and you want it to go away but you can't. And it was about I'll probably find out when they see this. Oh my god. About a best friend of mine who I have kind of had feelings for like, not anymore, but like I had feelings for like 10 years. And it was just like sucked because it's sad, I guess. It's like one of those, everyone has that one person that like they kind of have that flame for, you know, that you like and they want to, but they just don't like you that way. And it's like I would see him like he would like talk to me about his girlfriends and I was his mate and it was just like it sucked.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Over that now.
Are you over it though?
Yeah, I actually am.
Do you talk to them at all?
Yeah, we're mates. Yeah. But I've been over it. Like it's solidified. I saw him recently and over it.
Sick.
It was nice. See ya, motherfucker.
Do they know you're in love with them?
Well, not now. No.
You were? You never told them?
Never. They'll find out on the EP.
You never told them?
Well, they know it's about.
For all you know, they 100%. Could feel the same way about you.
Oh, well. I've got better.
All right.
Holy shit.
Let me ask you a question.
Usually, wait, hold on.
Never.
Wait.
I couldn't.
Yeah, but you don't even know if...
Yeah, but I don't feel like that anymore, though.
Yeah, but for all you know, you could be existing in this world thinking that this person would never like you, but they do, but you never shared how you felt.
Window's closed.
You closed it, though.
Yeah, but like now that it's closed, I just would never want to reopen that.
If he listened to the song and knew it was about him and he came to you and said, I have felt the same way.
I'd say, I'm so glad you feel like that. But I genuinely don't feel like that at all anymore. I would be like, you're too late, mate. Like, you are too late. Yeah. Yeah.
You're 24. It's not like you're 97 years old on your fucking deathbed.
Yeah, better late than never.
I'm 74.
Too late?
No, but it's like, you feel like that so intensely and then it just kind of goes. I felt like that for years and
But then was it ever real love?
Yeah, it was. Like, love is a period of time.
I thought I was in love with a best friend and I wasn't.
Maybe it was that then.
And I said it prematurely.
Well, I never said it. It might not have been love. It was this like deep, because I knew them from high school and stuff. But I grew up and I don't want that. Like I think it's like good that they know, but if they came to me and they're like, I love you, I want to be with you, I'd be like, nah. It's just
wow.
I'm a Scorpio. You don't want me? Next.
What do you mean next? Is what? Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. I can't change it. Like I can't change it. It's a nice. I like that it's a heartbreaking song and that's it. And then that's a beautiful feeling and just close the door on it. Like I like that I felt like that and I'm glad I didn't say anything.
Well,
interesting.
We'll see what happens next
The
time.
brooding artist.
Listen to the EP. Link in the description below. Listen to the songs that are currently available. But the full thing drops in February. Mm-hmm. Indy, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I hadn't met you before, but it was nice to officially hang out with you.
I know. It's so fun. I love the ASMR on the headphones.
I sound way better through this.
What? Where'd you guys meet?
We met a couple years ago.
She came to the studio.
With my mates Jesse and Jagger Walk.
Oh shit!
I've known him for years.
Yeah, she came to the studio.
It's all coming back.
Like
now.
2015,
and that day,
2016.
I was in the studio.
Oh,
day was in the first day of my life. I was in the studio, like recording a cover or a song or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I remember that. You had different color hair.
Blonde, real blonde. This is natural.
Yes,
I can't do the bleach anymore.
Wow. Yeah, do you remember that?
Now I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was in our studio, but I do remember that.
2016. It had to have been, or 2017.
Wow, that's crazy how it's full circle. 17, 18. 7 years later, I'm back.
Yeah, holy shit.
That's
God,
cool.
We've been around a long time. Long time. Fuck.
Yeah.
Listen to Indy's music, please. Really amazing to really actually hang out with you and get to know you.
Much.
You good?
Yep.
Okay, Indy, everybody.
Woo! Woo! Thank you, guys.
Thank you.